We met at Carroll. I was a freshman and Marcie was a sophomore.
So I was a sophomore and Matt was a freshman.
We met at a little get-together with some friends.
I wouldn't say, it wasn't love at first sight. Matt is hilarious. So first things first, I'm like, this guy's really funny, and I was drawn to that.
Very genuine, treated others great, and that's what really drew me to her.
Trustworthy and dependable, but most of all, he's hilarious.
And for whatever reason, I couldn't convince her to be my girlfriend. We were each other's Valentines my freshman year.
We hung out a lot, but I was being extremely stubborn and didn't want to give in or admit to him that I was crazy about him.
All along in college, we knew, and we'd talk about it, and we knew that we were going to be together forever.
So we'd talked about getting married for a long time, and when I invest in something, I invest in something, and I just knew from the beginning that he was going to be part of my life. We decided to go look at rings, and I just was so overwhelmed.
And she had no idea that it was coming, and we had a big vacation planned for her birthday. We were going to see her brother and her family in San Francisco.
We went to San Francisco for my birthday.
Kind of did some research on some stuff and went in and got the ring. Totally kept it a secret. Flying through, that's what had me nervous, was flying with that ring. Had it in my backpack and was hoping that if they saw it, they would at least know to keep it a secret and not say anything about it.
And he completely surprised me.
I was pretty nervous. I was trying not to let it show. I didn't want her to suspect anything weird was going on. But I definitely was nervous knowing that that was going to be the day that everything changed.
Very true to form, Matt did his research about where the hot spots were and where the beautiful lookouts. He's very good at adventuring.
Rented some bikes and rode across the bridge from the city to Sausalito. And on the way there, I tried to get her to stop, but she was what we call hangry at that point.
We hiked up to this peak, but I was grumpy and sweaty.
We couldn't even ride the bikes, it was too steep. So we're pushing our bikes, we're both just sweating like crazy. We're having conversation, but I'm not hearing a word that she's saying. We get up there and you can't even see your own toes. Just complete fog.
You couldn't see each other, you couldn't see the view that was supposed to be spectacular.
I was like, no, we're going on an adventure, this is gonna be awesome.
He kept singing this. We're going on an adventure and don't know what's in store. I'm like, what are you singing?
I somehow convinced her to go down to the beach spot because at that point she was ready to go back. It was time to get the bikes back. I think she hit her ankle on a bike.
I was kind of being pessimistic.
She was bleeding, sweating. She was just, can we get back, please?
And Matthew was like, no, let's go down to this cove. And I'm like, why would it ever clear up? It's awful down here.
I just was saying my prayers on the way down to the beach spot, please clear up this fog.
The trees ended and then we were on the beach and there wasn't any fog. It was perfect blue skies.
There were some strangers standing by and I went up and asked them if they could take a picture of us.
And he's never met a stranger in his life. He hands them his phone to take a picture of us and we go to pose, they get some pictures.
And so we took a normal picture and I was pointing to something over there and Marcie kind of walked and looked at it.
There's a swing on the beach that people were in line for, so I went over to the swing and he was talking to them, but I didn't think anything of it because he makes friends with the grocery store clerk. So.
And I said, you know what, I'm gonna have them take some more pictures. Those ones didn't come out.
It tells me that the pictures were blurry, and again, I'm kind of like, why were they blurry? They weren't blurry.
And she's like, well, let me look at it. I said, no, they were blurry, they didn't come out. And so I kind of snuck off and went and talked to the people on my own. And I told them, I'm about to propose to my girlfriend, so you guys just keep taking pictures, keep them snapping. And so I bring her back over to pose for some other pictures. And that's when I got down on my knee and asked her to marry me.
Turned on his knee, and I had to really focus on matching him with his voice.
I did have a little bit of a speech, but I think it all went out the door once I got on my knee. It was just tunnel vision from there, and I can't even tell you what came out of my mouth.
That moment was so surreal to me that I knew it was happening, but it was like in slow motion.
I think she started crying immediately. I think she was choked up and she said, Matthew, seriously?
I kept saying, are you serious?
So I stayed down there and waited for the firm yes.
And of course I said yes.
So the first thing I did was stand up and give her a big kiss and a big hug.
it was just that moment.
That was a pretty special moment, and especially to be somewhere like that on the beach right there with the city and the bridge behind us. It was a really pretty spot. Then we had to take the bikes back, and it was a much better bike ride after that. She didn't have any complaints.
We were riding back and I was holding on and smiling, and
She was just cruising down the bridge, all smiles.
I think that Matthew and I are just teammates. We complement each other very well, and I know that going forward on the worst of days, I'll laugh with him, and that's really important to me.
She's kind of that angel on my shoulder that kind of takes a different view.
He's my strong side, and I see a lot of my brothers and my dad in him, which is really important to me. He's very sincere and my best friend, so.